All right, y'all. Breaking news out of Memphis, man. Morant will undergo surgery on his shoulder, season-ending injury. Won't be back until 2024, 2025 on a labral tear in the shoulder. Man, big news. Got to say to react first and foremost. Grizzlies are done, right? Not making the playoffs not making the playoffs this season. That's it. It's a wrap. That's how talented. That's how good this guy is, right? So, it's unfortunate. He did miss 25 games this season, because of, kind of what happened, with the suspension and everything. So it kind of sucks, kind of compounds that, and now he's going to miss the rest of the season. So they didn't really get a full shot with it if you're the Grizzlies. Now, I think the big thing now, if you're Memphis, is, right, you got to think, okay, the West is not getting no easier, right? You got to think big picture. You got to worry about Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, obviously, and what they got going, right? They're young. They look good. Number 1 seed this year. You got to look at Denver. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. Not going nowhere. Got to look at OKC. Young thoroughbreds. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Chet Holmgren. Lou Dort. Really good team. Right? And then you still got, they're not having a good year this year, but the Suns, right? KD, Devin Booker, they can always be a threat. You still got, Lakers, AD, LeBron. Always going to be a threat. Warriors with Steph Curry, not having a good year, but still going to be a threat. So now you got to think, how can we maximize this window? Now, you maximize this window by doing this, right? You got to get him another star, right, to align along with him, right? You got to get some shooters. I think Memphis lacks shooting. They need more shooters to surround Ja, right? When the defense collapses on him and he's driving to the paint, he's going 1-on-5, which he's adept at doing, or he's going hard to the paint and they collapse on him. They need shooters to be able to knock down shots, basically. And the reason I say a second star is because we've seen the last few years he's dealt with a couple of injuries, right? Had a knee injury. Now this year, missed pretty much the whole year. Played some games, but pretty much misses the whole year, right? Now you got a shoulder injury. Now that's not as bad as having another knee injury, but still, he's been dealing with a lot of injuries. So you gotta think about that. Good thing is he's young. He's only 24. He'll be 25 next year. But now you gotta think, like I said before, maximizing this window. So that's why you get another star. In case he has to miss time, you think, okay, I got a guy I can rely on offensively to carry the load scoring, right? I can rely on, somebody to help, play good team defense. Just another scoring threat option. Now, they have a good young core. I will admit, Desmond Bane, obviously Jaren Jackson Jr. are good. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is usually hurt very much, right? When he plays good, but often injured. So that's why you need to get another star in there. They have gotten some good pieces, right? Marcus Smart, good veteran piece. Derrick Rose, good veteran piece. But you need another star alongside Ja, and you need shooters in order to help, not clog up the paint when he goes and kick it out. They kill the defense. Because guys, you got to think about it. Time is ticking, right? You just paid him his max money, which is good. Now you can divert that money elsewhere. But you got to think about it, as I mentioned before. All them teams in the West, they're not going nowhere, right? Ja's getting, another year older, right? You're not going to have that same explosiveness when you think about when you get to your 30s. Now, it depends on how you take care of your body. I don't know how he's taking care of his body. But that explosiveness tends to fade a little bit. Look at D. Rose. He's a good example. Athletic point guard, same as Ja. Started to kind of tail down a little bit. So Ja also, when you think about this, he's going to have to add other pieces to his game, right? Has a good jump shot, but has to make it more efficient, right? So that's the next step for him. More efficient jump shot. Still can slash to the rim and things like that. But you got to be thinking about things like that, adding different pieces to your game, the mid-range game, things like that. Because when you get older, man, that athleticism tends to fade. You have to rely on other parts and facets of your game. So that's the big thing for the Grizzlies. Got to think now, big term, long term, how can we contend? Because they have not, in the last point, they have not been to a Western Conference Finals. They have not been to an NBA Finals. The Grizzlies management and front office has to think, how can we maximize the window of our superstar and finally get to playing and being a contender in a Western Conference that's loaded and finally being able to at least contend for a title. That's the biggest thing I get out of this news.